Hi guys, welcome back. And listen, this video is going to be a little different from normal because I recorded this entire video and then everything fell apart in the middle doing it. So we're just going to do this with the cliff notes to make it easier. So I ended up going to I saw a guy comment in a thing. I was talking to a guy, and he mentioned that he didn't know how to store his models for cheap. I'm actually going to send this video to him once I'm all done. Hopefully he gets some use out of it. And just here's the thing. Like I mentioned, I shot the whole video already. So there was a big little thing where I took this apart to show you. The important note is, when you get this, it is this. It's a craft storage box. Costs $3.50 at Dollar Store. And you can kind of see in there all of the little shelvings you get there. I've got a bunch of these. They're actually separated like this. So you get 36 sections, right? To actually store whatever your crafting supplies are. So say beads, for instance. But I don't use beads, obviously, but this is useful for Warhammer. Here's the issue. Let's pull up just a generic model, alright? See this guy? This is a musketeer. He will not fit right here, right? Because obviously there's the second shelf there. Luckily, as I've shown you, now originally I showed you, I took all these out on camera. I just put one back just to show you because, again, the video all messed up. But these come out in sets like this. So you can see these ones I actually haven't taken out yet. If I pop one out, it's just two, right? So you can take them out, put them back in. So what I did is I took all these out so that each of these slots are too high. Sorry, it keeps falling. Now, actually, I'm going to put some stuff just to hold it in place down here. Now, as you can see, this guy fits in here. And honestly, you could cut it right there. That's $3.50 and you're storing 18 models, right? So, if you wanted to be as cheap as possible, there you go. It's $3.50. You can store 18 models per one of these. If you spend, let's say, $12, get 4 of them. It will just round it up to $20 for taxes and all that. But say you get 4 of these, then you can store 72 models, right? That's not bad at all. Actually, let me make sure I did the math on that. It's a 16 per box. Well, 18 per box. 6, 12, 18. Yeah, that should be... Yeah, that would be 36, 72, yeah. Alright, anyway. So you can have 72 models stored if you buy 4 of these, and that's only like $12. And then I can show you, though, how I kind of enhance this. So at its base, this is kind of flimsy. This guy can go back and forth. We don't want that. So, first of all, magnet on the base. I recommend this for every single model you have. Every model I have that is painted, varnished, and finished completely, I have got a magnet on the base on the shelf so that they can stay on these metal sheets I've put into the shelves. But the important part is I do not know the cost of the metal because I got it for free from work. They ended up throwing it out. They said, oh, we're going to toss this out. This is no good for what we need it for. I'll show you just the sheet just to give you an idea. We got sheets like this for one of our machines. These are completely useless for us. We can't use these. It's hard to explain, but in short, the batch they sent us was bad. We were going to throw it out, and my boss said, hey, do you have any use for metal? And I said, no, but I'll find one. And luckily, over the years, I've come up with many uses for this. So, what I ended up doing is I ended up taking a sheet and trimming it down. Now, this is another cost. This one I can tell you about. Tin snips, they cost minimum here $20. So, fair warning, that's going to be part of the cost if you want to enhance this. If you don't, again, you can just leave it at this, $3.50, store 18 models, right? But if you're going to try and move this around a lot, you probably want magnets. So put the magnets here, and you just hot glue a piece of metal on there. And now he'll just sit there. See, shaking it, he doesn't really move too much. Now, to show you how this looks, oh, and an important note too, though. Let me pull this back. These are annoying. They shake back and forth. You can actually hot glue them in place. I recommend from the bottom so that it doesn't impact the bases where it rests on the top. Because say you put it here and it overgoes a bit, you might force the model off to the side or something like that, or force it forward or backward. So what I do is put the hot glue on the bottom, along the bottom there, and then just leave it to cool. And like do this, like do hot glue this one, this one, this one, this one, do all one row, let it cool. And actually, most of the time when I did it, it would cool here by the time I was like right here. So I could just do this row, then do this row, and then I was done. So you can do that all in one sitting, really. But to show you how this works, you know, in mass, this is actually how I store my Mordheim model. So this one I did a while back. This I didn't even do on camera. And as you can see, it works, right? This is just one. I've got 3 of these. This one, what I did with my Mordheim was, other than heroes, I have 4 of every possible model I could run. So for instance, here's the Youngbloods. Here are the crossbowmen. I actually added shields because I like the idea of the Borgio's besiegers, the ones that have the shield crossbow. And I did that. I've got 4 duelists, and these are all heroes, just whatever I might need. So as you can see, this works. Now these are all square based, but you know, you can do round based. It really doesn't matter. It's agnostic. But now I will mention some of these didn't work out. This model and these 2. Actually, oh no, there was just the one. Yeah, this model and this model were my fault. Actually, even then, I think that one on the right, the crossbow one's probably fine. Yeah, he's fine. Yeah, that was just me fiddling with it. Anyway, important note is, as I mentioned, the things, I hot glued them in place. So what I did was, I actually, with this one, I tried to fit as much metal and as possible. Later on, I realized you don't need that much metal. I trimmed it down to just small bits and put them in there. But I hot glued these in place, so these things are not moving, as you can see. And then all these guys are magnetized, so they stand still. The only issue is when you are doing this, if you want to do this, be careful of your poses. I built this guy, and then I came up with this idea and built this. Problem is, he doesn't fit. His sword gets in the way of here, which is fine, because there's no shelf, right? Except he pokes out a bit, which means this can't close without possibly damaging his rapier. And I do not want that, so I unfortunately do have to store one of them like that. But the rest, so long as you work the posing right, you can fit them all however you want, like this. And again, 18 models. I believe I have 72 Mordheim models, so I should have, or 60 Mordheim models, so I have 3 of these. And then I bought a 4th just for this video, because I made these a while back, and, no point in I can't really do the video where it's already all finished. I had to show you the process. But anyway, you can do the same for as little as $3.50 or as much as potentially $60, assuming 20 or so bucks for the cases. Sorry, I'm trying to pull this one back. Assuming 20 or so bucks for 4 of these, right? It's more like 12 to 15 or so around there. But just for tax, so like $20 here, $20 on the tin snips, and $20 of, let's say, just generic metal. I don't really know where to buy metal or how you buy it, but if you got to find metal. So that's the important part. Or you can just do, even if you want, I didn't want to, but you can do magnets on each of these, which would be an even stronger bond. Which is the only problem is attaching them might make it harder to pull the model off without detaching the magnet that's on either the base or on this thing. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed that video. Please leave a like, subscribe, comment. Check out my other socials. I've got Instagram and Reddit. Sometimes I post little spoilers for future videos. For instance, I currently have some models that are just off to the side here that you can't see. And I posted on Instagram. No, I post them on Reddit, and I post them in Discord I'm in. And there you can kind of get a hint of something that's coming to be posted on this channel. But yeah, other than that, please leave a like, subscribe, comment, as I mentioned. And in your comments, I read them all, respond to them all. So feel free to say whatever you want down there. And yeah, have a good day.